On the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurates legacy project in Ogun State, describes Governor Abiodun as worthy ambassador of APC. Nigerians excited as President Muhammadu Buhari lifts his Twitter ban. Good evening and welcome to NTA Ijebu ode News at 7. I'm Omotala Adokari Ubunile and here are the details of the news. President Muhammadu Buhari earlier today in Ogun State inaugurated some projects by the state governor. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
House correspondent Adamu Sambu, who reports that this is the president's first official visit in 2022, says the president inspected a ceremonial guard of honor mounted by a detachment of the Nigerian Army. President Buhari, who started his military career in Ogun State, sees the visit as virtually a homecoming, and the reception accorded him was befitting and remarkable.
Of promises made, promises kept. These lofty projects could not have materialized without a huge investment and commitment to security of lives and property. This has made Ogun State, one of the safest and most peaceful states in the country, and investors' destination of choice.
President Muhammadu Buhari has inaugurated the reconstruction of 14.5 kilometer Ijebu ode Mojoda Expressway, one of the landmark projects initiated by Dapo Abiodun-led administration during his one-day official visit to Ogun State. Correspondent Jue Popola reports that the president was received with pomp and pageantry.
It was an epoch-making day for residents of Ijebu land, most of whom have been waiting patiently for the arrival of the president to inaugurate the 14.5 kilometers road connecting Ogun State to Lagos. President Muhammadu Buhari, who was accompanied by his host, Governor Dapo Abiodun, and his Lagos State counterpart, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, officially inaugurated the project. Earlier, Governor Dapo Abiodun described the project as a catalyst for economic development as it will hasten development along that axis. The governor noted that many investors are already eager to maximize the full potentials of the road.
This road connects Lagos State to Ogun State through the Lekki Industrial Corridor. The Lekki Industrial Corridor is where we have the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Dangote Refinery, among all other manufacturing concerns that are adjacent to Ogun State. This road also connects to the Shagamu-Benin Expressway, which is the road that leads to the southeast and the south-south part of Nigeria. This road was completely non-existent when we assumed office on the 29th of May 2019.
The enthusiasm of having a hitch-free drive along the road is already generating excitement among the people.
We are grateful to the administration of the governor. We are grateful to the president. Making it fit to have given us this particular project. We are very happy. It will more of a project than before. Unlike before, this road was so tattered. There was no each way, no ill way to Lagos. But now we can have Lagos to Ijebu ode under 20 minutes.
Before this road was rehabilitated and transformed, that road will take you close to 1 hour. But now you can make a Ekpe from Ijebu ode in less than 20 minutes. 2, you want to see the economic impact that this is going to have because it is opening up the road. Don't forget that a lot of people who are going to the eastern part of the country from Lagos and other parts of the country are going to use this as an alternative road, especially from the Lekki axis. And the potential on this road is going to be fully harnessed with the opening. Of course, a lot of industries will want to have a place around this axis. And then the people around this place, don't forget, or if you do not know, the government has acquired 1.5 kilometers on the right, 1.5 kilometers on the left, the entire axis of the road. and a lot of industries have keyed into this.
Governor has done for us is unquantifiable because our people are indeed happy, and in fact we have one of the biggest industry, the Bolu local government on this road, which is the Nigerian buildings, and of course other complaints will be coming to establish, and indeed it is going to improve the economy of the Bolu local government, Ijebu ode local government as well.
In Ijebu ode local government, we have Ishiwa and Itakmapako, and the axis is meant for agric, and it is very important road so that our goods, our inputs, everything can be passing through this road without any problem. Before this road, you can use more than an hour to reach our farms.
With this initiative, it is now a jolly good ride to Lagos, with travel time now drastically reduced. In Ijebu ode, Joel Popola, NTA News.
Just before the arrival of President Muhammadu Buhari to Ogun State, some secondary school students in the state came out in numbers to welcome the president to the state. Correspondent Tokwe Alabi is standing by for the details.
Many of these students will be seeing Mr. President for the first time, and they are excited that the president is coming to Ogun State. Most of them have a lot of tales to tell at the end of the story. Some of them, like Victoria and others that I spoke with, said they are really excited seeing the president for the first time in their lives.
Excited because this is a rare opportunity given unto me, because meeting the president of Nigeria is just like, I felt elated because it's going to be one-on-one visit with him, and I'll also have an experience or an edge over other students in my school.
I feel so happy. I was full of joy because this will be the first time of me seeing him, and I'm so happy that I'm going to witness it.
I'm happy today because I've not seen the president before, so if I see him, I tend to wave my flag.
Well, many of these students, the likes of Okpeyemi and Victoria, will have lots of tale to tell indeed. Of course, meeting the president for the first time, having to welcome him to Kobakwe here in Ogun State is a thing of joy, and they believed that it is a lifetime achievement for them, having to meet the president, seeing the president, at least for the first time in their history. It will go down, they will write it down, and a lot of tales will follow when they reach their various homes. From the Kobakwe axis, here in Ogun State, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
Reaction has trade the federal government list of Twitter ban, which is effective from 12 a.m. January 13, 2022. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson, while following the development, reports that there is a sense of gratitude in the public domain, especially for users whose livelihood were affected by the suspension. The reports.
Okay, let me bottom line this for you by rephrasing a nursery rhyme. It is no longer fly away Twitter, but rather it is now come back Twitter, meaning the bluebird is back in town. Now, it is believed that most Nigerians, especially lovers of the platform, stayed up late at night to confirm if the lift on the suspension was indeed true. Well, I did too. And as expected, tweeting and retweeting have since resumed, with perhaps some still trying to figure out or recall their handles and passwords. But as for yours truly, I got it all figured out. The federal government's decision to lift the suspension on Twitter operations after over 6 months is coming on the heels of an earlier dialogue between Twitter and the government of Nigeria, leading to Twitter agreeing to fulfill all conditions which address legal registration of operations, taxation and management of prohibited publication in line with the Nigerian laws. Some Nigerians who heaved a sigh of relief on the lifted suspension commended the federal government for the action.
Now that it's resolved, I'm hoping that we can have some restoration of what has been lost. A lot of people were thrown out of business. A lot of people simply did their business on Twitter, because Twitter has a huge demography that cuts across cultures and boundaries across continents.
I don't see that repeating itself. However, the case of fake news and the likes, there are ways that it can be managed.
For me, it's a welcome development. The stress of buying newspapers every day to be reading page by page, it has gone. With your Twitter, you just go to the trending stories.
So shut down Twitter made me, move to and focus on Instagram and other options, which is good. I mean, it even helped me, I would say.
Recall that in June 2021, the federal government announced the suspension of Twitter after the social media platform deleted a tweet by President Muhammadu Buhari, which led to telecommunications companies eventually blocking access to Twitter after receiving a directive from the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to that effect. As a result, research has shown that Nigeria's economy and Twitter lost billions of naira to the shutdown of the platform's operations since it came into effect. That's all in the past now, as both parties are off the table and forging ahead with the bluebird on one hand and caution on the other. So, get tweeting, Nigeria. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
The lift of Twitter ban by President Muhammadu Buhari has been greeted by great excitement and appreciation by Nigerians. Annie Daniel spoke with a cross-section of Lagosians and now reports.
The city of Lagos there, and the topic of discourse is the lifting of ban on Twitter by President Muhammadu Buhari.
In my church, we do some programs things on Twitter. So now, since when they ban Twitter, I'm unable to access it, I'm unable to go online.
Knowing that they have lifted the ban is good.
A senior lecturer, Faculty of Psychology, University of Lagos, Dr. Shola Aleton, speaks on reasons for the ban.
Government ban came because some people use the platform to placate the government, to abuse the government, to work against the government. So when government saw that this was going on, they couldn't bear it than to say, okay, we have to work against it for now, so that people can learn their lessons.
The action generated so much reactions by Nigerians, both old and young. Although there are rare and are still other social media platforms, these Nigerians say they prefer Twitter to others.
Informations are being passed on Twitter very, very fast. It goes viral faster than any other social media. So, when the president announced the lifting of the ban on Twitter, it was a welcome development. To discourage a repetition, there were words of advice for both the government and Twitter users. They should stop the derogatory words used against each other, especially against the president.
It's supposed to be used to promote the healthiness of everybody. For business, they do legal and genuine business.
There should be a kind of balance. So the way we use Twitter and the way the government also responds to some of the criticism.
Nigerians are expected to see the social media, Twitter inclusive, as a platform for unity and national growth, and not for division. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Experts have been called for better enabling environment for research and development of improved seed to mitigate adverse climatic effects on agricultural productivity. They made the call at a meeting on registration and release of crop varieties at the National Center for Genetic Resources and Biotechnology in Ibadan. Correspondent Kayode Oladosun has the details.
In a bid to circumvent the climate change issues and attendant strains on agricultural productivity, research efforts are producing climate-smart, high-yielding crops with high nutritional content. The Committee on Naming, Registration and Release of Crop Varieties, farmers and other stakeholders met to review and certify 11 crop seeds of 45 varieties newly discovered to boost agricultural production and food sufficiency across the country.
We take each variety of each crop one by one. We consider the properties of that crop and see if it is better than what our farmers are currently growing, and then we make arrangement to officially release it.
Bringing in new variety of the crops, it affects gene constituent. So the gene trait is what is the quality
what defines the quality.
And we have diverse agroecology in Nigeria, and what is good for A may not be good for B, but now that we have many of the crops coming on board now, then farmers can smile.
One of such efforts highlighted at the gathering is durum wheat varieties with the potential to reduce the importation of wheat products to the country.
Very high yielding, very low fertilizer requirement. It has very big grains.
The stakeholders were unanimous on the need for better collaboration of government and the private sector to support more research and improve farmers' access to new and improved varieties of seeds. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
And that does it on the news for tonight. But before we go, let's take a look at some of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurates legacy project in Ogun State, describes Governor Abiodun as worthy ambassador of APC. Nigerians excited as President Muhammadu Buhari lifts Twitter ban. Thanks for staying with us. The Yoruba translation comes immediately with Abiodun Ajibola. Do stay with us.